This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show, giving you the real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Don Eldridge.
Good morning, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Welcome to the Stockwell Eldridge Show every Sunday, 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. Another great show for you today. We are going to be funny. We have action-packed content and a full house with a lot of people, and everybody's in a jolly mood. Probably for the holidays, maybe. I don't know if it's the weather. Who knows? But everybody's happy. I'm Jason Stockwell, RE/MAX Results. We have with us
Diane Eldridge with RE/MAX Results.
Subbing for Dawn. Dawn is out ill today. She's getting better, but she does not have a voice, so it's very tough for her to be on the radio with that. Welcome, Steve Furlong with Mortgages Unlimited.
Unlimited, thank you.
And Don Doty
with Home Place Inspections.
Home Place Inspections, talking about that, and he's still busy doing inspections right now, and I imagine you got a nice hat and gloves when you're outside doing stuff.
Yes.
And our special guests today are having to do with credit repair and helping people buy. We have Chris and Jeremy, and I'll let you guys say your last names for me. Go ahead.
Chris Kruger. Jeremy Dysak.
Dysak. Okay, that's the one I had trouble with.
It's all right.
So I met them at Sheridan Villas. So we had an event at Sheridan Villas in Richfield, which is a 5-unit single-level townhome development right off of Sheridan and 76th. And we had guests there for our Association of Realtors event. And these guys were there, and I was so impressed with them as far as what they do in their mission. And it's not, what you'd think as far as what they do. They help people, and they truly do help people. It's not a way to go in and get your credit repaired and then nothing happens. They are with you along the way and helping you. And many times it helps to have that person holding your hand as it does when you're looking for a house. Yeah, you can go out and buy a house on your own, but you sure as heck probably want a realtor to help you. You can get a mortgage, maybe on your own. I don't know, but you're probably going to need someone to guide you through the process. And same thing with credit repair. And when you buy a home, you're going to need, you can inspect it yourself, but it sure helps to have someone who's seen thousands of houses and has an eye for things and knows a lot more to help you. So that's kind of the gist of the show today. First off, though, thanks everybody for being here. First off, market update. We're getting close to Christmas, middle of winter. We got some snow, we got some cold. What's happening in the real estate market, Dan? What are you seeing?
Well, the weather does play a factor with people coming out. And with us, too.
With realtors, too?
With realtors, too. Otherwise, it's still a nice, strong market with great interest rates, and we're loving every minute.
So we're seeing a lot of investors now, seen as a prime time now. You see a lot of investors come out of the woodwork and really try to get something now so they have a project to work on. So if your house needs some updating, needs some work, it might be a good time to have a cash investor buy it or put it on the market for a cash investor. Because they need something that they want to have on the market in the spring that's fully remodeled and done when the spring market hits. As far as mortgages, what's happening in the market on mortgages, Steve?
So a lot of people know that the Fed just raised the Fed target rate by 0.25% the other day. That doesn't mean mortgage rates are going up by 0.25%. In fact, after the announcement, mortgage rates fell a little bit. But there is a correlation. And so what the Fed did announce the other day is that they do plan to stick to 0.75% increases next year, which signals optimism from the Fed. And that will correlate to trending upward direction of mortgage rates. So it will put upward pressure on rates.
Upward pressure on rates. So that leads me to Elliot Eisenberg, our Grass and Laughs economist out in D.C., who we've had call in on the show a couple of times. And here's what he said, a couple of things he said. He said, "Frisky Fed" was the title of his latest blog. Despite correctly anticipating a 0.25-point rise in the federal funds rate today, which he correctly predicted, the stock market fell by 0.8%. The dollar soared by almost 1%, and the 10-year Treasury skyrocketed 0.1 of a point to 2.57%, its highest yield since September of 2014. Why the big moves? He said the Fed anticipates 0.75-point rate hikes throughout 2017 next year, and the markets were expecting only 2. Moreover, the tone of the post-meeting statement suggested that they may even be possible to have a 4th 0.25-point rate hike in 2017. So that means, in layman's terms, buy now if you want a lower rate, right? I mean, buy
Absolutely.
very soon if you want a lower rate.
And it's that treasury bond yield that is tied directly to mortgage rates because it's an investor choice. Do I buy mortgage-backed security or do I buy a treasury bond? And so as that treasury bond yield goes up, that's what you want to watch because that will signal mortgage rates increasing, and they've been very closely tied to each other.
So when that Treasury 10-year Treasury goes up, mortgage rates are going to continue to go up based on that, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
He also said that the Fed raised interest rates, rising rates that improved, thus improved U.S. returns. They vacuum up money from developing nations, causing their currencies to decline. This forces those nations to consider raising interest rates to reduce inflation and protect their weakening currencies. Nations currently most affected by this phenomenon are Brazil, Malaysia, Mexico, South Africa, and Turkey, all great vacation spots that you should take advantage of if you have a chance to. I know many people are going on vacation now with this cold weather, so consider those places. Mexico, Malaysia, Brazil, I guess. I know some people that went on Brazil on Facebook. I saw them. And then Turkey. I have family friends who actually purchased a home in Turkey recently. And I think they got a decent buy on it because I don't know how the market is over there. But anyway, interesting stuff. Market's overall good, and a little bit of a less than you're not getting tons and tons of offers on your homes right now, but you're still having buyers out there to buy if it's a reasonable priced home, and some of the smart buyers are taking advantage of this now before the rates continue to go up next year. So that's the market update. Next, we want to introduce our special guest with Credit Life. I like the name on that, Credit Life. So, Chris, Jeremy, take it away. Tell us about yourselves, what you do, what got you into the business, what's your passion, what do you like,
first, Chris.
what do you want for Christmas, all that good stuff.
Well, everybody is always hoping to win the lottery over Christmas. That's just
Why
what we
not?
want, right? But I'm Chris Kruger. I'm with Prosper Law Group, and our program is Credit Life. And my background is, I was military, came home looking for a job, and I got into mortgages. So I originated mortgages for 15 years, and then the economy tanked, and the company that I was working for picked up shop and moved to New Jersey. Not that they were offering, but I didn't want to go there. So I got into helping people with their credit, and it's been a fun education ever since. And I've been doing it for a little over 5 years now, and have taken it a step beyond even my mentor. I think maybe just a little bit in what we know and how we help people with their credit to help them get into mortgages, good auto loans, those kind of things.
Nice.
Great. And I'm Jeremy Dysock. I'm about a 22-year veteran of credit and banking. Kind of held every job in banking, from opening a savings account for a kid to doing a $10 million line of credit and everything in between. I'm a former CEO of a mortgage corporation. I actually sold it in November of 2004.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good timing.
it's because I'm a genius. After that, I actually did foreclosure mitigations. I helped fight the banks on behalf of consumers so they could keep their homes. Not a lot of money in it, because if they had money, they would have paid their mortgage. But I had just sold a mortgage corporation at the height of the refi boom, so I did okay. In recent years, I've come on board. I've been with the top credit restoration firms in the country, and I was offered an opportunity to come over to Prosper Law Group this last August. But something to keep in mind, while we do what we do as a law group, we do a lot of community outreach as well. Right now, I'm one of the teachers for Minneapolis Public School System's community education program. I do a Credit 101 class there with a number of other people from
That's
our
awesome. So
program.
for high school kids to do credit?
Well, not just high school. This is for people in the community.
Oh, community ed. I got you.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
okay.
Basically, those little catalogs you get every quarter saying all these classes you can take. We're the class you can take. So it's folks that, in some respects, typically couldn't afford to pay for a service, but still, should have the opportunity of home ownership, American dream, like everybody else. This is an opportunity for them to come out and literally learn about this, and we don't hold back. We teach them everything.
Nice.
And the most awkward question we'll ever get with, while we're doing that is, where do you work? Because it's give back, it's community outreach. So we don't wear our logo wear, we don't do anything like that. We say, oh, well, we work for a firm, but this is what you can do to make sure that they're able to do these things too. So that's that's kind of something that when I came on board, we started in doing that with Minneapolis and doing it with a number of the colleges around the area too, Dunwoody and a few other ones. And that's the one where we teach the 18-year-olds not to make the same mistakes we made when we were 18-year-olds. So, God willing, they'll follow the teachings, and the worst case scenario, we'll have a client base.
Exactly. If they don't, you got someone you can help out with.
Exactly.
Right? Help them out.
Sunday morning, we were at the Mall of America for the Homes for Heroes. And we do a lot of that kind of stuff, as well as partnering with people in the business, real estate agents and loan officers, to do free home buying seminars, post foreclosure seminars, that kind of thing.
Nice. So that's awesome what you guys do. So what's a quick question about? So Credit Life is a company. And then you have another company called Prosper Law Group.
Yep. Prosper Law Group right now is who we are. I mean, that's the company that we're under. And then Credit Life is the program that we operate.
Got it. Okay. So if I needed help with credit, or I say, hey, I'm looking to buy a home, and I was told I was denied for a mortgage, I could go to Prosper Law Group and say, hey, help me out, and you guys would say, okay, here's Credit Life, here's our program.
Correct. We'll utilize the Credit Life credit improvement program. It's kind of a holistic, whole life approach to this, where a lot of credit repair companies or credit restoration companies, I'm doing air quotes for those of you who are
check us out on YouTube.
A lot of credit repair companies, what they'll do is they will do kind of a quick sling. Hey, let's see if we can get some of these negative things off your report, and have a nice day. What we look at, as much as I love the word holistic, we look at a whole life approach to this. That's why we call it Credit Life. We look at what's on the credit report, what's maybe derogatory, negative, questionable, and maybe in need of some investigation to see if that might be able to be removed. But we go deeper than that. We look at, do you have outstanding debts that need to be settled? Do you need budgeting help? What types of things can we do to develop a positive credit profile? Because credit's not just the bad things that are on the report, but positive credit activities can build your FICO score, build your credit score, and get you in a position to buy.
And maybe a longer term strategy too, where they can continue those habits or those things after the purchase or whatever the goal is for improving the credit, right?
Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, if somebody sends us a client or refers us a client, or somebody just comes in looking for help, it doesn't do us any good just to focus on the negative information on their credit report. If they don't have the positive, open, and active accounts and manage them in the right way, then they're not going to succeed at what they want to do. And we want to help them achieve their goal.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back with more, folks. I want to ask these guys a couple of tips, because we want to provide value to you that anybody could do to help their credit. Also, when we get back, we're going to talk about why you might want to sell your home during the holidays. It's crazy, but we'll be back. Thanks for listening.